Bonjour, bonjour. Today we're talking about French subject pronouns, so how to say I, you, he, she, etc. in French. Now you may already know that in French there are two ways of saying you, and there are technically two ways of saying we as well. Plus there are also other differences between how subject pronouns work in French and English. So in this video we're going to talk about each one in turn, how they're pronounced, how they work in a sentence, and what the differences are between French and English. So first we have je. Je. Repeat. Je. Now the J in je is pronounced like the S in the English word leisure. So j, not j. J. Je. And the E is pronounced like the A in the English word about. Je. Je means I, and what you need to know is if the following word starts with a vowel, a Y, which in French is considered a vowel, or a mute H, then je becomes J apostrophe, which is pronounced j. So let's have a look at some examples. J'aime le café. J'aime le café. I like coffee. We're using J apostrophe because M starts with a vowel. Je suis anglaise. Je préfère le thé. Je suis anglaise. Je préfère le thé. I'm English. I prefer tea. Now, suis and préfère start with a consonant, so we're using je. Okay? Let's have a look at a couple more examples. J'ai deux enfants. J'ai deux enfants. I have two children. We're using J apostrophe because E is a vowel or starts with a vowel. J'ai deux enfants. Je n'ai pas d'enfants. Je n'ai pas d'enfants. I don't have any children. We're using je because of the N apostrophe of the negation. Next, we have tu. Repeat. Tu. Tu means you, but it's the informal you in French. So you can only use it when you're talking to just one person because it's also singular. So one person and you know that person very well, or when you're talking to a child or basically someone under 18. If you use tu with someone you don't know very well, then you may come across as rude. Instead, in that case, you will need to use VOUS, which we'll talk about in a little while. So remember, tu only with one person you know very well or with people under 18. So how do we pronounce tu, since the U sound does not exist in English? Well, I've got a little trick for you. What you can do is pronounce the English word T and then stretch out the E sound, and as you're doing that, don't move your tongue, but round your lips tightly, and then you should get the French U. Okay, like this. T, U, U. I'm not moving my tongue. T, U, U. Okay? Now, I look a little bit silly, but that's actually a trick that works. So, and if you don't get it straight away, remember, practice makes perfect. But at least you get an idea of how your lips and tongue needs to be positioned in order to pronounce the French U. So let's have a look at a couple of examples. Tu fais quoi demain? Tu fais quoi demain? What are you doing tomorrow? Of course, you would only ask this if you knew the person. That is why we can use tu. Tu veux venir avec moi? Tu veux venir avec moi? Do you want to come with me? Again, you'd only ask that one if you really know the person, and someone would only ask that to you if they really know you. Otherwise, there's a bit of a problem. So, tu, you have to know the person well, and you're only talking to one person, or you're talking to a child. So now, let's take a look at il and elles. Il means both he and it, and elle means both she and it. Okay, because in French, everything has a gender. It's not just people that have a gender, it's also every item in your home, basically every noun has a gender. It's either male or female. Now, if a noun is male, you will refer to it with il. But if it's female, you'll need to use elles. So what I always advise is when you're learning new vocabulary, new words for things, then always learn it with an article in front. So instead of learning table means table, learn une table, right? So that way, if you always learn vocabulary like that, it will be much easier for you to remember whether an item is male or female and what pronoun to use with it, or other rules that change according to gender. It will make your life much easier. So remember, always learn new vocabulary with an article in front so you can recall the gender easier when needed. So for example, elle est au travail, elle est au travail, she is at work. La table est sale, the table is dirty. Elle est sale, it's dirty. Okay, so la table is feminine, that's why we're using la. So if we want to replace la table with a subject pronoun, we'll use elle. Elle est sale. Likewise, le magasin est fermé. Le magasin est fermé. The shop is closed. Le magasin, that's masculine. So if we want to replace le magasin with a subject pronoun, we'll say il est fermé. Il est fermé. It's closed. Now, just so you know, if you're at the beginning of your French learning journey, I have a free 7-day course. You'll find the link in the description to sign up. It includes pronunciation, grammar, phrases, audio, anything you'd need to get you speaking from day one and all in a logical order. So if you're interested, click on the link in the description. Next, we have on, which is also a third person singular. So before we see what it means, let's first have a look at how to pronounce it, because guess what? That's another sound that doesn't exist in English. That's a vowel sound. It's a nasal vowel sound. So don't pronounce the N separately, because it just makes one vowel sound. Not on or on. Okay? Just a vowel. But how do you pronounce it? You position your mouth the same as you would when pronouncing O, the French letter O. But instead of the air just coming through your mouth, you have to also push it up through your nose to make it nasal. So same position as O, but the air also goes through your nose. Okay? So what does on mean then? Well, on usually means we in everyday French. It's much more common than nous in conversation. So on and nous technically both mean we, but on is the pronoun you'd use in conversation, and nous, being more formal, would be more likely in writing. So if your goal is to sound natural in French and you're just having a conversation with someone, even if they're a stranger, use on. On the other hand, if you are writing a business email, then use nous to mean we. But although on usually means we, if you're referring to people in general, but basically nobody in particular, it can also mean one, they, someone, or you in English. Again, when those don't refer to anyone in particular, when they have a general meaning. Okay? So let's have a look at a few examples to make sure that's clear. On va au restaurant. On va au restaurant. We're going to the restaurant. We're using on. It's just part of a conversation. En Angleterre, on boit beaucoup de thé. En Angleterre, on boit beaucoup de thé. In England, they drink a lot of tea. on has a general meaning here. Quand on apprend une langue, on fait des erreurs. Quand on apprend une langue, on fait des erreurs. When you learn a language, you make mistakes. Again, general meaning. We're not talking about you in particular. Next, we have nous, which we've just talked a bit about. Nous is much more formal than on, so it's not very common in casual, everyday French. Nous is much more common in writing, especially formal writing. So how do you pronounce nous? The S is silent and the OU is a short, stable sound. It sounds a little bit like two O's in English, OU, but without the gliding. In other words, OU is a sound that kind of moves, whereas OU is just one quick sound that does not change. OU, OU, nous, nous. Okay? So for example, nous sommes ouverts du lundi au vendredi. Nous sommes ouverts du lundi au vendredi. We're open Monday to Friday. You can expect a business to say that, right? So it's quite formal. Nous sommes désolés pour le retard. Nous sommes désolés pour le retard. We're sorry for the delay. Again, quite formal. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that nous is never used in French conversations. I'm just saying that it's much rarer than on when talking. Next, let's have a look at vous in a little more detail. So we've already seen that tu means you, but vous also means you. It's just that vous is the one you would use with people you don't know well. So if you're talking to one person you don't know well, you would use vous because that's a form of politeness in French. It's a way of showing respect. Okay? So you need to use vous when talking to a person you don't know well. And you also need to use vous when talking to a group of people, regardless of whether you know them or not. So for example, les enfants, vous êtes prêts? Les enfants, vous êtes prêts? Kids, are you ready? We're talking to several people, the kids, and it doesn't matter how old they are because since we're talking to several people anyway, it's vous. Bonjour monsieur, vous avez rendez-vous? Bonjour monsieur, vous avez rendez-vous? Hello sir, do you have an appointment? We're only talking to one person, but because we don't know them, we're using vous. And finally, we have il and elles, which both mean they. Now, they end in an S, as you can see, but the S is silent, so they're pronounced the same as il and elles in the singular. The only difference in pronunciation would be if they're followed by a word that starts with a vowel, a Y, or a mute H, in which case we would make the liaison and it would be pronounced, the S would be pronounced like a Z. But generally speaking, as a standalone word, it is just pronounced, or they are just pronounced, il and elles, the same as in the singular. Il and elles, with an S, both mean they. But il is used for masculine groups or mixed groups of people or things, whereas elles is only used for feminine groups of people or things. So, for example, Marie et Paul sont là. Marie et Paul sont là. Marie and Paul are here. Because Marie is a lady and Paul is a man, then if we want to replace that with a subject pronoun, we would say ils sont là. Ils sont là. They're here. Because they are a mixed group, a man and a woman. Okay? Les garçons sont prêts. Les garçons sont prêts. The boys are ready. Would become ils sont prêts. Ils sont prêts. They're ready because les garçons, the boys, is just masculine. Les fleurs sont belles. Les fleurs sont belles. The flowers are beautiful. Les fleurs is feminine because une fleur is feminine. So if we want to replace les fleurs with a subject pronoun, it becomes elles. Elles sont belles. They're beautiful. If you have any questions regarding this lesson, please leave a message in the comment section. And don't forget to click on the link in the description if you want to sign up for my course. Thanks for watching. À la prochaine. Bye.